Tonight on Frankie Laine Time, Frankie's guests include Polly Bergen, Jean Carroll, Sheila Bond, and starring Frankie Laine.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go again with one of the prettiest ballads of all time. Haven't even started yet. Gotta try one for practice because you never know what happens with this thing. Hip! That wasn't too good. That's better. All right, Al. Get rolling. Mule Train, clippity-clopping over hill and plain. Seems as how they never stop. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clippity, clippity-clippity, clippity-clopping along. There's a plug of joy tobacco for a rancher in Corona, a guitar for a cowboy way out in Arizona, a dress of calico for a pretty Navajo. Get along, mule head. Ah! Oh, wait. What happened with this thing? It just worked. That's better. Now. Hurts. I've been waiting 6 weeks to get even with camera 3. Get ready. Mule Train, clippity-clopping along the mountain chain. Soon they're gonna reach the top. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clippity, clippity-clippity, clippity-clopping along. There's some cotton thread and needles for the folks away out yonder, a shovel for a miner who left his home to wander, some rheumatism pills for the settlers in the hills. Get along, mule head, I got Leon, here you come. Ah! I almost hit him. Tell your mother I'm sorry, Leon. Mule train, clippity-clopping through the wind and rain. They'll keep going till they drop. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clippity, clippity-clippity, clippity-clopping along. There's a letter full of sadness and it's black around the border. A pair of boots for someone who had them made to order. A Bible in the pack for the Reverend Mr. Black. Get along, mule head. Ha! Thing kicks back too much. You ready, Al? Finale now. Here we go. Get along, you. Get along, yeah. Ha! What happened to it? Shh, get along, get along, get along, get along, get along. Thank you, mule trainers. We turn now from the old Old West to the new New York, and one of New York's finest song and dance dolls, that is. This daughter of Manhattan is about to heat up one of Rodgers and Hart's great songs about the island of Manhattan, meaning a solid version. Give It Back to the Indians by that sharp and shapely blonde, Sheila Bond. Sheila, come on!
Just take the island back, because you know what? I've had it. Broadway's turning into Coney, Champagne Charlie's drinking gin. All New York is new and phony. Give it back to the Indians. 2 cents more to smoke a lucky. Charging buses keep you thin. New York is tipsy pony. Give it back to the Indians. Take back the red on the boxes made for soap. The white on 7th Avenue. Street news and hope. Big morning today. Take it away. Ow! Wow!
You know, folks, there are lots of things that you can say about comics. But you really get to say, rarely get to say, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have for you a comic who is the prettiest. Now, I'm not going to take a chance on observing that women in general like to converse. I'll just content myself with saying we've got here tonight a young lady who ought to like to talk because it brought her fame and fortune. She's got a gift of gab that's a gasser. And she's about to give, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jean Carroll. Jean, come on, man.
It's wonderful for me to be in love. Why, it's enough, Hank. I don't want to sing. I want to talk about love. Love. What is love? Does anybody know? Well, that's a moot question, isn't it? So I asked Moot. And I asked Moot. Come on. So, Moot, you see, Moot, he's such a smart fella, and he's my first boyfriend. Oh, I was crazy about Moot. I went with Moot for, what did I go with him for? I don't remember now, but I really liked him. I liked him, but our romance was one of those triangles. You see, he and I were both in love with him. Well, anyhow, I said, Moot, how do you know when you're really in love? He said, Jeannie, you'll know because you'll feel so funny inside. You'll feel sick. And that's what happened when I met Jack. Jack asked me to marry him. And Jack, just looking at him, he was such a hunk of man, 6'2" and a solid 80 pounds. Oh, and he had the most fascinating eyes. They kept watching each other. And every time Jack came near me, I got hot and cold all over. When he kissed me, I broke out in a rash, and I got sick to my stomach. I thought, gee, this must be love. I never felt so sick in my life, so I married him. And you know what I found out afterwards? It wasn't love. I was allergic to him. Oh, but let me tell you something about this Jack. It's so funny the way I met him. You see, I was standing on a corner, as usual, and he walked by. Well, I dropped my handkerchief. He heard it and picked it up. And don't laugh, it was a very loud handkerchief. You know, purple, pink, blue, with yellow and green polka dots to match my car. So, anyhow, Jack asked me to go out, and I never went out with strangers, but he convinced me he was no stranger. He'd known himself for years. So we went out, and let me tell you something. He was a real sport. Money meant nothing. Nothing. He didn't have any. But he took me out. He took me to a nightclub. What a swanky, what a band. 3 pieces, piano, stool, and player. And you know, you've seen those mambo fanatics, but this guy, mambo, every dance, everybody got off the floor to watch because the band was playing a waltz. But anyhow, and listen, I don't want you to think I'm critical. I never criticize other people. This guy ate like he was going to the chair. I mean, as for manners, you know, I've seen people eat with their hands before, but not soup. And then... But, you know, really, I shouldn't make fun of him, should I? Because, after all, he is my husband, and he's so sweet. No, truly. I mean, he has a lot of little things like his disposition. Most fellas, they have a tough day at the racetrack. They get nasty. But not my Jack. He's so sweet, nothing bothers him. He drinks. And, of course... Well, he doesn't drink because he likes it. He drinks to steady his nerves. The other night, they got so steady he couldn't move at all. And let me tell you, he had a little accident, too. He was going from a nightclub to his car, and somebody stepped on his hand. But, you know, like people say to me, gee whiz, what'd you see in him? Why'd you marry him? Well, he's like a child. And, you know, all women love children, even if they're 35. But he's just like, he's like a baby. Every day it's something. Like this morning, he woke with a headache. And it's his own fault. I keep telling him when he jumps out of bed, it should be feet first, you see. But he's good to me. He is. He's so good to me. Always showering me with presents. Like when I went on my honeymoon, gave me a beautiful present, a matching set of luggage, 3 shopping bags. And that honeymoon, I'll never forget it as long as I live. 2 weeks of heaven. 2 weeks. Sometimes I wish he had come along with me. But you know... Oh, no, don't laugh. He's so thoughtful. He stayed home. You see, he thinks of everything. He said if we were seen together in the hotel, people would talk. But one thing about this hotel... The ad, you should have read the ad. It said, magnificent view, cross ventilation, good hunting, and it was true. The view, you should have seen the ventilation. A hole in the ceiling, a hole in the floor. But the view was gorgeous. I know, because there was someone looking through each hole. And class classy. You know, you've seen those towels in private homes that read his and hers. Here they read ours and don't you forget it. And let me tell you, as for good hunting, it was true. I never saw so many wolves in my life. And this one guy, you should have seen this, a big CPA, cleaning, pressing, alterations. And this fellow came in and, you know, he took me out, but he turned out to be the worst sneak in the whole world. He asked me to come to his room to look at an old chest. It was his. Marvelous, I wish that you care. I know that you care. Wonderful to be with you.
Thank you, Jean. Sensational, honey. Thanks, Jean Carroll. You're one gal we know can have the last word always and still leave them laughing. Now we come to a great American composer. He began his musical career in Buffalo, singing in a choir. In 1920, at the age of 15, he sang and played piano with a group called the Snappy Trio. In 1929, he wrote his first big song, his first big hit, Get Happy. It was in a Broadway show, and George Gershwin said of it, "It's the most exciting finale I've ever heard." In the years since, this gifted man has created one nationwide hit after another. Songs like Stormy Weather, Only a Paper Moon, Let's Fall in Love. Until in 1939, he won an Academy Award for his beautiful ballad, Over the Rainbow. Now, you all know I'm referring to Harold Arlen. By the way, we all look forward to the forthcoming production of a new Arlen work titled Blues Opera. It's only logical to start our tribute to him tonight with a performer who shares his outstanding qualities of vitality and emotional freshness. And so, joining the Jimmy Starbuck dancers, the Lynn Duddy singers, and myself, here is Polly Bergen to sing Harold Arlen's great tune, The Man That Got Away.
Stars have lost their glitter. The wind grows cold. Suddenly you're older. And all because of a man that got away. No more his eager call. The man that won you has gone off and undone you. The great beginning has seen the final ending. Don't know what happened. It's all a crazy game. Good riddance, goodbye. Every trick of his, you're on to. But fools will be fools, and where's he gone? It's rougher, it's lonelier. With hope you burn up. Tomorrow he may turn up. There's just no let up. The livelong night and day. Ever since this world began, looking for the man that got away. The man that got away.
Let's fight for love. Some try and cry for love. But in Paris they die for love. Some ways to wait for love. Just the same, we'd like to say hooray for love.
To 3, there's no one in the place except you and me. So set him up, Joe. I got a little story you ought to know. Yes, we're drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. So just make it one for my baby and one more for the road. Yes, I got the routine, so drop another nickel in the machine. And I'm feeling so bad, I wish you'd make the years dreamy and sad. Yes, I could tell you a lot, but you've got to be true to your code. So just make it one for my baby and one more for the road. You'd never know it, but buddy, I'm a kind of poet, and I got a lot of little things to say. And when I'm blue, you simply gotta listen to me until it's talked away. Well, that's how it goes. Joe, I know you're getting anxious to close. So, thanks for the cheer. I hope you didn't mind my bending your ear. For this torch that I found must be drowned, or it soon might explode. So just make it one for my baby and one more for the long, lonely, lonesome road. So long, Joe.
When you flying too high, like bird sweep into sky, and faults make you to pause. The main reason that caused two ladies in the shade of the banana tree, how delectable, desirous they can be in the black, black shade of the banana tree. With lips pouting to please and eyes rolling to tease, the most popular plan designed to capture man through ladies in the shade of the banana tree. What a frolicking spectacle they can be in the ice-cold shade of the banana tree. This is a sunny shore, it almost never rains, and what's more, we grow ladies just as sweet as sugar cane. Man is fortunate child to be born on this elegant isle, a place of fun and play. Once here, you're here to stay. Look, see, nice, agree. Two ladies in the shade of the banana tree.
Black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. I see fingers down my spine, the same old witchcraft when your eyes meet mine. Same old tingle that I feel inside. Then that elevator starts to rise, and down I go. Round and round I go, like a leaf that's caught in the tide. I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name, and I'm aflame. Aflame with such a burning desire that only your lips can put out that fire. For you're the lover I have waited for, the maid that fate had me created for. And every time your lips meet mine, darling, down, down, down I go. Round and round I go in a spin, loving the spin that I'm in, under that old black magic called love. That old black magic called love.
You singing that to me?
Well, no, I wasn't singing it exactly. Hey, French champagne.
Oh.
Where? I don't want you, but I'd hate to lose you.
Oh.
You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea.
I forgive you, 'cause I can't forget you. You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea.
I ought to cross you off my list, but when you come knocking at my door, fate seems to give my heart a twist. I keep coming back for more.
I should hate you, but I guess I love you.
You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. I should hate you, but I guess I love you. You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. Get happy, you better chase all your cares away. Hallelujah, come on, get happy, we're going to Promised Land. Sunshine, come on, get happy, the Lord's waiting to take your hand. Hallelujah, come on, get happy, we're going to the Promised Land. Sing it, honey.
We're heading across the river, watch up this way in the tide. It's going to be peaceful on the other side.
Get troubles, come on, get happy, you better chase all your cares away. Hallelujah, come on, get happy, get ready for the judgment day. For judgment day. Well, how are we doing for time? Everything in good shape? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It sure has made me happy to have such wonderful guests tonight as Polly Bergen, Joel Grey, Jean Carroll, Sheila Bond. I'm happy that all of us could be your guests once more. You know why? To drop in so and bring the fun, you see, to do this every week. That's my desire.
Polly Bergen appears with the courtesy of the Pepsi-Cola Company. Office furniture by Remington Rand. Miss Patrick's gown by Silver Richard Martini. Ken Roberts speaking.